Welcome to this special edition of America's Nightly Scoreboard, where we are going to spend the next hour talking to and looking at the nation's retailers, especially as we head into probably the most important days of the year for an industry that has already been pounded, as I don't have to tell you. The National Association of Retailers forecasting the first decline in holiday retail sales in a quarter century of taking this survey. Lots to get to, including a look at how e-commerce continues to change the whole game for everybody. But first, let's talk to some of the retailers who are right there on the front lines. We welcome Emmett Harrell. He is founder of Academics. It's an urban clothing line, and we got some of the clothes right here on our table. Also in studio, Freddie Stollmack. You've seen him before. He is president and co-founder of outerwear company, Weatherproof Garment Company. And Heather Snavely, director of Microsoft Interactive Entertainment Business. Emmett, have you thought about discounting as a means of pushing your line?
Discounting is a big thing right now, starting with the collections that we put out. Right now, people are discounting earlier than later. As soon as it goes into the store, you see a sale. More people are asking for chargebacks monies on different items, and it's something that you have to address.
As soon as it goes into, it's like the books that come out, and as soon as the books come out, they say, you know, they have the line through them, cut down 20%.
Yes. But the thing is, the reason why they're doing it is to drive traffic back into the retail stores. People don't have disposable incomes like they had a year ago. So to get the people coming into the stores, we have to give them incentives. You know, whether it be a price break or a discount, things of that nature. And it seems to be working thus far.
Freddie, are you having to do the same thing? Are the stores saying, you know, immediately cut the cost?
We're not getting as much of that as we are in the demand for value pricing, meaning that our outerwear has such a value to it, and the consumers are picking up on that. And outerwear as a category is doing extremely well. It's outselling other areas of sportswear. So that, I don't know if it's, of course it's very, very much weather dependent, but I think that people want to be warm and cozy. And we've taken some very, very bold steps in getting that word out there. We've pretty much tripled our advertising budget. We've run some promotions. We're running this famous, if it's freezing, it's free promotion, where if you register and on Thanksgiving, the temperature drops below 32 degrees. You not only keep your coat if you're registered, you get the cash equivalent of the coat.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And
have you done that before, or is this new?
This is brand new. This is an idea my partner had, Elliot Pizer. If it's freezing, it's free, and it's been on fire.
Wow.
So I think this market is a tremendous opportunity to step out, to take a contrarian viewpoint. And Elliot, as I said, calls it value. I call it value pricing. He calls it, he has another name for it, but it's the same thing. It's just giving the customer value, not necessarily taking.
Well, what I love it, look, all you guys are entrepreneurs,
yeah.
And you're taking an entrepreneurial approach to how to move items in a down economy.
Right. Well, and I agree with the value. I mean, we're seeing families want more lasting entertainment value. So NPD recently did a survey, and they found that families are going to cut back on dining out, but they're going to continue to spend on video games, toys, movies, things that bring the family together.
And they want
and that
names
have lasting
that they
experience.
trust.
Exactly. You know, and Xbox, actually, we recently launched the new Xbox experience. So not only is it's through the power of software, we've transformed Xbox so it's more fun, more social, more easy to use, but also we've added new features, like you can now instantly watch movies from Netflix on your Xbox.
I heard about it. In fact, we had the CEO of Netflix on it. It sounds very exciting, but what Emmett and Freddie were saying about customers coming into the stores. They
Yes.
want, the people who have stores want people to come in. Since electronics so often, you look at electronics through the internet, do you have to worry about that? Do you have to worry about folks coming into the stores, or do you rely on Amazon or what else?
You know, we work with all of the retailers, so we have online partners, we have brick and mortar partners.
Have the brick and mortar, though, dropped off as a result of what we're going through?
In terms of Xbox sales, I don't know the breakdown, actually. I know that we're doing partnerships with them. For example, we have a holiday offer where you buy an Xbox, and again, it goes back to that value, and you get free games with it. So if you buy you pay regular price, $199, $299, $399, and you're getting a bundle of free games with it too.
Now, Emmett, pants are not something that I like to order in the internet because, like most people, I got weird shapes, lumps, and everything that don't always go consistent with the store sizes. So, do you have all your sales in brick and mortar, or do you actually rely on the internet for some of your sales as well?
We do both. We have the e-commerce, we have stores, and we're about to focus on launching our own retail location with our premium brand. Something that she said a second ago about partnering up with retailers, that is very key today in staying in business. Finding a stable retailer that has been in business for a while and knows the consumer, knows who's coming in, and knows how to drive traffic. You partner up with them to build your business. You build incentives.
So do you work hard at developing these partnerships?
I think we work even harder than regular working, to be honest, because in this day and age, it's very tough. It's very tough. It's not like it was last year when people had disposable incomes. Right now, they want more for less. There is not a lot of impulse buying like it was before. They want to buy smart and want it to be interchangeable, more nondescript is what the...
And Freddie, when times are tough, it's good to have partners. It's good to have somebody guarding your back, right?
Sure, sure. But, you know, I have a different take on this season. And I have a feeling with everything that's going on, and it is a contrarian viewpoint, and that is, I think people are really going to get into the holiday spirit. I think they're going to say, the hell with what's going on. We may call it spiritual, call it Christmas, call it Hanukkah, whatever you want. I think people are going to band together, and I think they're going to go out and buy. Maybe a little bit later than they did last year, but I think they're really going to shop. And I think for outerwear, it's such a perfect, warm and cozy product that, and with a break in the weather, I think we're going to do quite well.
Well, I hope you're right,
yeah.
but you have to plan for the worst at the same time. And it is, I guess, in electronics like everything else, these next couple of weeks are critical. I know in most retails, like 40% of their sales come within this time period, right?
We do the vast majority of our sales
So what happens if it's a clinker of a season?
Right now, we're not seeing that it's going to be. I mean, based on the sales that we've seen to date since again, the price drop, we have incredible momentum, not just in the U.S., but in Europe and in Japan, where we're seeing double-digit increases in sales. So things are really going well for us, and we're optimistically confident that we're going to see a good holiday.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yes, yes.
Emmett, what happens, though, if it's a terrible season? Could you go under if it's a bad season?
No, because we've taken a lot of steps to protect ourselves, you know, buying the line a lot smarter, taking a look at our margins and making sure
When you say buying smarter, what does that mean?
Buying smarter, bring how many goods we're going to bring in for the season.
So just-in-time inventory, essentially.
Yes, buying smarter. We're not buying in the blind. You know, we're getting a good read, inviting the retailers in a lot sooner, trying to see how we can partner up with them, seeing what other incentives that we have. And I don't think that we're going to have a big drop. I think this Christmas is going to be very well for us, especially since we've rearranged our look. We've matured the line. We've become a little bit more nondescript, and we are catering to a broader audience. With our women's line is more streetwear based, and that's what's coming on right now in our marketplace.
Well, Freddie, what about you in inventory? You prepare, I mean, you're optimistic. Have you prepared for that optimism? Do you have a big enough line so that if people do buy, you've got enough material?
Well, you know, the fact of the matter is we do most of our bookings for this period for, let's say, September, October, November, December, back in January. And we cut a certain amount of goods, and we're not over and we're not under. And what we're counting on is the raising perception of our brand, the raising perception of the Weatherproof brand. And so while I don't think the pie is getting any bigger, I think our portion of it, our piece of it, is going to be bigger.
And Heather, do you have that same sense of optimism that Freddie does? I mean, his optimism, nobody has it like Freddie does, but the fact that maybe because things are bad, because there's so much gloom in the news, that people are going to want to go out and buy?
Well, I do. I think people are going to want experiences that are bringing the family together. They're going to want to spend more time at home. And there's something that Emmett said just about broadening, and I think for us that's a really important thing this holiday. Xbox started with the core, you know, the people who really love video games, and this holiday for the first time we have a library of games that appeals to everyone. We have a new game, a singing game that launched this holiday called Lips. So it's like Rock Band, but all you're doing is the singing with popular songs. We have another one, You're in the Movies, which literally gets you up off the couch, puts you and your friends in the movies.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really broadening and reaching more people, and these are experiences that are bringing families
Well,
together.
you know what I love about this? Bringing you guys together. One person says one thing, another person gets an idea from that, another person.
Sure.
We got to do this more regularly.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. I love
All
it.
right.
I think part of the key is, I'm fortunate in the parent company, David Pizer Sportswear, has been in business for 60 years. And they're very entrepreneurial. It's not this big corporation where you have to steer a ship a year in advance.
That's
Where-
the problem with major downturns. If you're not flexible,
Yeah.
you have more trouble than if you're lighter.
Totally.
Guys, thank you very much. Great to see
Thank you.
Freddie,
Thank you.
Emmett, Heather, good to
Thank
see
you.
you all. Coming up, when we come back, we're going to talk to some experts about the silver lining. Of course, Freddie just gave us one, but we're going to continue with a special edition of Scoreboard in just a moment.